Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I just took a little trip down memory lane. I was digging through some old tools I have in boxes and came up with some of these Craftsman tools that were, I believe, Christmas gifts. If you're like me, tools are something that people, send you, give you, think you might enjoy, and these are like the Craftsman Christmas line. It seemed back in the old days, and I'm talking about the 80s, 90s even, 70s, would go back, wasn't as innovative back then, but Craftsman always had some novelty tool that they were selling, around Christmas time, kind of that stocking stuffer. And I was quick to both give them and receive them. And I found a couple of them. And the first one is this guy. This is I think they called this the Universal Multi-Tool. And it's a really odd design. It's basically this black rectangular bar with the ability for these, multi-opening spline drive box ends to snap in I think they thought it went in sideways here too. Maybe not, I guess it just goes out. But what this was a way to stick a whole bunch of wrenches. This one goes sideways. I don't know. Anyway, what it does is gives you, 2, 4, 6, 8 metric sizes, but watch this. 2, 4, 6, 8 imperial sizes or fractional sizes as well. And that's because they aren't machined all that great. So, it says here 15 and 5/8, close enough. 9/16 and 14 millimeter, 13.5 inch. 13's a little big, 7/16 or 11, close enough. So as you put this into the size you need and then grab the bolt or the nut if you can, just don't push forward or you smash your knuckles. I don't know how long this lasted. It was Chinese made, so that's probably early in their exploration of overseas manufacturing. But this thing didn't really do much of anything well. Wasn't even worth emergency carrying in the car. But another one was this dog bone. This I think is still made today. And basically it's kind of got the same thing going where you have 4 different choices here and 4 different choices here. And if you look close on this, they're marked. Here's 13 and 15, 14 and 12. So this is a metric dog bone, 19, 17. Interesting design. Seems like a cool Christmas gift, right? You get all of these, but it's in practice doesn't really work that well. It's way better than this thing. This is like something kid would design for a science fair project, or better yet, maybe his business class coming up with a new way to make a tool. But I just found that the rotation, the slippage, it was just crazy. They also stuck a magnet on here, which is kind of interesting. And the magnet on this one, I noticed when I looked, it was crooked. It's a little better now because I already pulled it out and played around with it. But what I discovered when I pried this thing off, wonder which has got better steel, is it just had this big goop of epoxy stuck in there. But I was also trying to figure out what you do with this magnet. They say maybe, you take out your oil plug and then snap it on here. So grab a bolt. You could pretend I just, took this bolt, took it out, and then I could leave it, and then that'd be the way I'd store it, and then I could go back. That's probably not a bad idea, except everything's going to get covered with oil, because, unless you clean it off, and then you've got also a lever arm if you drop it to really add some weight to dinging up your bolt. Just a thought. But anyway, that was kind of a novel idea. and I think it's still available for like 25 bucks. That's what happens to that magnet too in a toolbox. And then this was the latest one. These are USA made Craftsman's. This is the metrics again, and it was a double set like this. That if you looked, it was an 8, 13, 10, 12, 17, 18, 16, and 19. So I had all these different sizes for just general, whatever you're doing. These reversible, look like 12-point sockets. Not a lot of teeth on this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is probably a 20. 5 times 4. 20 tooth ratchet. Huge profile. If you look at this, 8mm across, and this is probably closer to 20mm across, meaning that the whole head profile is twice the diameter of the socket head. They do come in handy though. I have used these like with trailer hitches and stuff like that where I'm not sure it's going to be one of these, and then you can just reach under and you're not too worried, and then you just give it to the person or throw it in the car. But this was another present I think I remember getting that was here, have a nice set. Look, your entire wrench set. That's all you need. But Craftsman, I do miss that. I also miss Craftsman always, the local Sears store that I remember had a kind of this discount shelf or something, scratch and dents, missing items, and you could always find some good deals or some obscure tool that somebody ordered in and then didn't want. But I found it interesting to just remember those, thinking, oh yeah, I remember getting that, and it looked like an interesting idea, but boy, did it turn out to be a dud. But I wish the best to Craftsman. I guess they're opening someday a new tool plant down in Texas, and maybe they'll have some more Christmas tools. And with that, Doc out.